We have this. President Obama has just entered the room at the United Nations where he's having a refugee summit. Very important to point out that this is a group of leaders involving everyone from the Prime Minister of Canada, Justin Trudeau, Ethiopia's president, Germany's Angela Merkel, Jordan's King Abdullah, Mexico's Enrique Peña. It goes on and on. And topic number one at this hour at the UN will be the president standing alongside these leaders to figure out exactly how they deal with the refugee situation. The group will discuss the world's largest migrant and refugee crisis since World War II. That's 65 million people displaced from their homes around the world, much of it coming due to the conflict in Syria. This comes as this recent string of terror attacks in New York and in New Jersey, and quite frankly Minnesota, have prompted increased focus on immigration policy. Zuhdi Jasser is the founder and president of the American Islamic Forum for Democracy. Zuhdi, Angela Merkel is there with the president, and this morning she actually expressed regret, and I quote, she said, "If I could turn back time for the many years to better prepare, I would." And she's talking about preparing for the influx of migrants who have already come into Germany and have caused some safety situations, real problems there. Are we headed for the same thing, or are we properly handling our migrant situation of people coming into this nation?
Well, you know, listen, I come to this as an American Muslim who has family in Aleppo that's trying to escape. So I certainly have sympathy for those who are trying to escape for freedom. But at the end of the day, we can't do national fratricide. And by allowing people who come in here and don't share our ideology, don't believe in freedom in Western secular states, it's national fratricide. And Angela Merkel is basically trying to save her political hide, realizing that she sort of surrendered her national identity to this influx, and now there's a sonic boom of cultural clash happening inside Germany, and we saw the results of Brexit. We saw the trying to regrasp national identity, and that's what's happening in America. Yeah. Americans get this. We are an immigrant nation. We don't want to surrender our American national identity to a foreign ideology, and that's what political Islam is. But the majority of refugees are not Islamists, but yet 20 to 30% share the Islamist ideas. We should vet against those, not let that 20 to 30% in, and then we would let more appropriate numbers of Christians, Yazidis, and other minorities who should be welcomed into our country.
Push them to the front of the line is what I'm hearing you say. How about how it works in reverse? And I say that because the suspect, Mr. Brahimi, is saying that, look, he came from Afghanistan in 1995. That's not the issue. He was naturalized later in this new millennium. But the more important aspect of his story is that he then went back to countries we know have specific ability to radicalize people who might be vulnerable. Shouldn't we, no matter who leaves this country, be much more careful about who comes back from those countries, Zuhdi?
There's two teaching points here. One is the fact that the travelers back and forth, be they refugees or citizens that are going to Syria, going to Pakistan and coming back, we aren't vetting what they were doing there. Are they participating in a war? Are they working against our interests? In Paris and Belgium, those same individuals committed 2 acts of terror 4 months apart. They were protected by communities in Belgium. They traveled and were allowed to come back because they were citizens. Right. And nobody vetted what they were doing. The second teaching point is that when they come back into here, when the refugees are coming here, the Islamic community, the leadership is radicalizing them by telling them that the West is against them, this grievance narrative that the Obama administration feeds into. Jay Johnson just last week spoke to the Islamic Society of North America and told them that Muslims are experiencing like Jim Crow laws. You can't tell me that that doesn't radicalize our community. And we see with the family of Rahmani that they were suing the police and the city for discrimination. This all feeds into that swimming pool of radicalization.
Before we go, Donald Trump has spoken about this in the last couple of hours, and I wanted you to hear what he said. Here's Donald Trump on this subject.
I've been saying this for a long time. This didn't just happen like yesterday. Immigration security is national security.
And Zuhdi, we should let everybody know President Obama is now walking up to the stage here. He's about to speak on this very subject. And again, there have to be ideas, but we're also learning that a whole bunch of U.S. companies, everybody from JP Morgan to TripAdvisor, MasterCard, Hewlett-Packard, Airbnb, they're actually donating their services to help people assimilate once they get to this country. That's got to be part of the plan, doesn't it have to be?
Absolutely. Immigration is not a zero sum. It's not all or none. You know, I changed my icon to son of Skittles because I'm the son of those who came here for seeking freedom and liberty. But we can't accept everybody, and those corporations need to donate not just humanitarian aid, but the Soroses of the world need to wake up and donate to counter ideology, to national identity movements that protect the ideas that make us who we are. And they're not doing that. It's all just about humanitarian aid.
Zuhdi Jasser, American Islamic Forum for Democracy, founder and president, thank you. It's good to see you. We appreciate your perspective.